Yo, what's up? You got your boy Nandra here. Welcome to another video. So for this video, this is gonna be kind of, continuing my little, rant. Well, I say rant, but I wasn't really angry. Well, I mean, I was tilted and I was angry, but, I wasn't, angry and tilted. So I made sure to keep it very, very, calm and, kind of professional. Alright, so this is gonna be talking about aggro sword. This is gonna be talking about how to beat it, what it does, and just, I'm also going to go ahead and show you guys a few different deck lists they can use to beat it, and also to go ahead and talk about what not to do with the sample game. So for aggro sword, as you also sometimes referred to as storm sword, it plays a lot of storm, plays a lot of early game followers. Like look at this. It plays how many one drops is this? 5, 8. You play 11 one drops. Good God. And you just try to get a lot of these early game dupuses onto play. You can go ahead and start buffing them with Princess Vanguard and Palace Spencers. You can back that up with Novice Troopers and Juliets. Then you go ahead and you should try to seal the deal with Ephemera. If you get the Ephemera for four dudes hitting your opponent in the face, that's 8 damage or more. And then you go ahead and finish it up with Sky Knights, Council Card Knights, Round Table, or Alwitas. It's very streamlined in what it wants to do. However, even though I know a lot of people complain about it, how it's cancer, how it can't be beaten or anything like that, you can still beat it. You can beat it with a lot of different things, but you need to know what it is that they have to be doing when you play. So when you play versus these types of decks, playing for tempo is key. There's absolutely no playing for value in these matchups. There are so many times where I just see people just make these plays. It's mind-bogglingly bad because exactly what kind of value can you accrue in the 5 or 6 turns that basically decides whether or not this aggro sword player is going to kill you. There's not that much. There honestly is not that much. There's no reason to make any greedy plays or anything like that. So things you say if you know you're going first, whatever. Things say holding on to Levi, that's bad. Don't do that. Just go ahead and play it out as a 2/2, because I promise you will never make it alive to turn 5 if you go ahead and hold it if you don't actually have another 2-drop to play. Things say playing wards in your deck. Wards save lives. If you can go say something Unica into Grimnir on 3 and you're going first, you win that game. We straight up win that game versus aggro sword, because what are they gonna do? They have to not only make 1, but they have to make up to 4 different trades in the span of 2 turns. So they're out of early game steam, and that's important. If you can steal their early game tempo, you are going to win that game. You're going to win that game as long as you don't make any stupid or bad mistakes or anything like that. Just because their early game tempo is everything. If you deny that from them, if you take it away, you're going to win. This is how you beat all of the aggressive decks in the game. Literally take away their tempo, they have nothing else. If you take away their tempo, if you take away that early game momentum, you're gonna win. We see this all the time. For the whole mid shadow pre Catacombs nerf, if you were able to either interrupt their 1-drop or their 2-drop, bam! Suddenly the Catacombs has a lot less value. It's a lot less scary. And you're able to win. Same thing with Alice. If you're able to disrupt the 1-drop, the 2-drop, or the 3-drop before the Alice can come down, you're going to win that game. Somewhat. If I guarantee you that the odds of you winning that game astronomically increase as long as you just don't do anything greedy. You need to understand when it is that you can play for value versus when it is that you can play for tempo. You've seen it in some of my games versus aggro. For example, I actually had a mid shadow game where I literally didn't have anything to demon eater. I still played it on 1 because you need to respect aggro for what it's going to do. They're going to bash your face in, and if you're trying to play for value, you're going to die, but before any of that value actually does anything for you. And that's just and it's just sad to watch people watch this happen to people when these are easily games that they could win. Now, like I said, I do have a lot of different decks that you can go ahead and play if you want to get and beat aggro. So, depending on obviously how you feel about the metagame, and if you're super scared about, what can I beat PDK? These are some lists that I find do very, very well versus aggro. This is the current net deck for PDK. Does very, very well versus aggro sword, because again, I have a lot of points of early interaction. I have fire lizards, I have Matildas, I have early game creatures that I can go ahead and contest, and that's very, very important. Like if you're playing another aggro deck, you need to understand. You need to get into the habit of being able to value trade as well as extending your board dominance. If you can do that, if you play heals, you know you're gonna win that game. If you have wards, you're gonna win. Like, and just understanding ward maintenance. Control blood, like for control blood, as well as that first PDK list that I showed you, like they both deal well versus not only sword but also PDK as well. Like for this, you basically just like, you have Blood Moon, you have Revelation, you have early points of interaction, you have Fang Serpent. Fang Serpent is honestly one of the best wards in the game. Why? Because versus aggro, he's a heal that also, he's a ward that also heals you as well when he dies. That is the ultimate cheat to aggro sword, because if you evolve the Fang Serpent, suddenly they have to make like wild plays such as like evolving to trade. They want to use all those evolves to go face. If you suddenly force them to trade with an evolve, that's a very, very good feeling. Especially if you got to evolve over another unit as well. Like, you're probably going to be winning that game. And again, like you basically just like either kill every single unit that they have by just like sweeping it under the rug with, say, Blood Moon into Revelation, then followed up by healing. Or you can just go ahead and kill each of the units individually. However, I would like to warn against, you know, trying to like clear up each creature individually, just because like you do want to get the Blood Moon into play so you can play the Revelation. Just because if they play stuff like, say, Council of Cardinates, you're gonna be very, very hard pressed to deal with all of that before they can like put you to actually like realistically 10. Like if you're at like say 15 by like say turn 5, you're probably safe and you probably won that game. This Burn Dirt also works pretty well. Now, for the Burn Dirt, basically, again, you want to be playing for tempo. Like, if you have 2-drops in your hand, keep them. Like, keep them because there's no point in like mulling for anything better, because the game wants to be over by, say, turn 5, turn 6, or not really over, but just vastly decided by those periods and points in time. And if you go 2-drop into 3-drop into say Lead by Evo, or if you go 2-drop into Carl, into say 4-drop like say Heal Golem, and then you also get in double trade with both your units to get a whole bunch of value trades in, you're probably going to win that game, just because at some point your opponent is going to want to kill Carl, because if you can play out a whole bunch of sigils and use the sigils very, very quickly, then suddenly the Carl becomes a menace, because the Carl will heal you for not only 1, but maybe say upwards of say 2 to 3, maybe even 4. And that's very, very good, because if you factor that in, that's like if the Carl manages to heal you for 1, that's basically saying that one of his units, that's basically saying that one of his 1-drops didn't attack you 3 times. That's actually very, very relevant, just because again you're regaining you're taking back that momentum that they had and that they forced on you, and that's very, very strong. Additionally, you also have the benefit of again, if you make a board, if you're aggressively making a board while you're doing this, you can just go ahead and out tempo them, because for the aggro swords, they play a lot of disposable and useless creatures. They play a lot of 1/1s, like the Opus Knights. Those are 1/1s. Like 1/1's vastly pale in comparison to say that of 4/4s. Yeah. What else do I have on here? This is Ramjack for my boy Goomba. Now, this one's a little bit more centered towards the PDK matchup, but it still does very, very well versus aggro, just because you have Saha Lucy, you can ramp, you have Beowulf, so you have early points of interaction. It's very, very good overall. Like you know, definitely go, if you have the Vials gun, go and try it out. Mage Shadow, contrary to popular belief, Mage Shadow isn't even that bad. It's actually still very, very good. Like, it's still good by the it's still good, and that should be obvious. Simply because when you think about it, well, even though Actor got nerfed or anything like that, like their early game didn't get nerfed. Like if you have a lot of 2-drops they can play, and if you feel like it, you can actually go ahead and do things like say cut out your Skull Beast and go ahead and like add another 2-drop. I'll make it a little bit slower, but you're fine with that just because you have a lot of different heals. You have a lot of different annoying things you can do. Additionally, you can also play Death's Breath. Death's Breath is very, very nice because, again, this coincides with when the aggro player wants to kill you. If you can get a Death's Breath going because you're able to steal away their early momentum, you can go ahead and you can quickly catch back up in damage because, oh, well, this head can't be taken. Pretty sure this is another one. Yeah, this is Carabats. Again, Carabats, like it works pretty well just because, again, if you have a lot of bats, so you can put it into play almost just as many, if not more so, units than the sword player does. Additionally, you have access to heals and whatnot. So I've been actually like fixed up this list yet because there are like additional things I wanted to play. But again, you see that I am playing wards because I am respecting aggro. I have heals. And I have some other things now. Like I said, I guess like this list, I still need to add more things to it because like I was actually gonna take out the goblins and put in Scarlets, but you see where I'm going with this. There's Enemy Tyrant if you want to play that. Again, it's well. This list is using archtypes, which you don't actually need to use, but again, it's very, very similar to Mid Shadow, and they have relatively the same type of early game. However, you can also turn the corner. That is to say, you can also start winning a lot faster than Mid Shadow because you have atomies, like, and they actually have to respect the fact that you have atomies. Like a single atomy attack basically negates about 4, maybe 5 of their attacks, so you can very, very quickly race, and they actually have to like deal with that. There's neutral rune, which again it plays wards, has early points of interaction because you have a lot of like different like soft wardy creatures that they want to kill. Like you have Unicas, you have Farias. Sorry, not Kai'Sa. You have Grimnirs, etc. Additionally, you can, like I said, you can turn the corner a lot faster just because when you get to that evolve stage, you have so many different swing card and influential swing card evos. You also have say Hector. Hector is another cheaty face ward for Sword to deal with because it's a ward that clears 2 units as well as being a massive body that they have to evolve a massive unit into. And said unit will usually probably die on impact. And that's very, very nice. What else do I have? Oh, there's also this dirt list too. Now this dirt list is a little bit more centered on dealing with aggro swords, so it's not going to deal as well versus PDK. But yeah, like it has early points of interaction. Even has red hot rituals as well if you need it. Has curls. Yeah. Even has a heal up from Veteran Lancer. Now, again, Veteran Lancer is very, very cheaty face for that because like it's a 4 mana heal 5. That's very, very potent because again, you essentially right. So if you heal for 5, just like healing for 5, that's basically like saying that one Albert Evo to your face didn't happen. That's very, very powerful indeed. If you follow it up with say Wild Golem, well, you probably nuke their board and they can't ever actually catch back up. If you just follow it up with say Master Mage, and then you're just like, well, GG friend. Like, but the overall arching point that I'm getting to is that like the deck isn't unbeatable, and even though people would like to tell you that it is or whatever, it's not. It truly is not. Like, and there are things that you can play that work versus both PDK as well as aggro sword. Like that's basically the overall point that I'm trying to allude to here. Now, I'll also be making a video talking about specifically about PDK if you want to beat that, just because like generally something that beats PDK will usually probably beat aggro sword as well. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, go and leave a like and hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think of. Sorry, let me know what you find in the metagame that's been working for you. Have you been climbing with it? Go ahead and share me your success stories down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.